when we think of relationships as well, and as I mentioned earlier about the growth of relationships, when you start learning that you are enough as you are, you start noticing that the relationships that you are forming, they're more meaningful. They are more respectful towards you. They aren't characterized by things like criticism or manipulation or emotional abuse, which just keep eroding your self-worth over time. In fact, what you're wanting and what you're seeking is more of the meaning in relationships. But this also doesn't just pivot your romantic relationships. It also pivots the relationship that you might have with money. And this is a really key one, because when we think of the relationship with money, sometimes we're stuck in that. We are dimmed down. So this stops us from being able to get to a place where we know we are deserving of so much more. And I often see this in people in business, in entrepreneurs, where they know they are capable. They've got this amazing idea. They've got this plan in front of them. They know what they're going to do. But guess what? Their relationship with themselves, where they feel like they're not deserving, that projects into their relationship with money, where they feel like, I'm not deserving of that. I shouldn't be charging people that. I shouldn't be doing this. I can't possibly create a business like that. I don't know how to handle and manage people. So guess what? You're going to stay in this space. You're not going to grow. And that's one of the biggest reasons why people's businesses do not become successful. It's because they don't allow themselves to step into what they are deserving of. Instead, they stay in this space where they think that they're safe. And yeah, it's great to be in this space. But is it really great for your future self or the part or the version of you that you want to get to? And this is where we take that leap of faith and learn to start trusting ourselves and learn to step into the uncomfortableness that comes out. Because if we keep trying to chase this idea, or not chase, but attracting this idea of I'm not enough, that's what you're going to keep getting. And that happens in business as well. It happens in the business opportunities that come your way. Remember, I said at the beginning, opportunities are always there. But if you don't see these opportunities and instead you stay safe with the blinkers on, because you don't want to go into these opportunities, what will people think? Or I'm not deserving of it. I'm not worthy of it. And this is where we talk about sabotage, because we say, actually, there's things in front of you. What's stopping you from doing these things? And sometimes it's beliefs, these subconscious beliefs that are there. And that's why tapping into these beliefs, understanding where they come from, learning how to move forward from them. They don't just change your relationship with yourself and how you show up. It shows up in all aspects of life. And I've seen this with clients. I've seen how they have gone from being dysregulated, being scattered, being like, oh, I need this, or holding on to business opportunities because they think that they need to. But actually, when they let go of these business opportunities, it creates that space for new things to come forward. But it's that leap of faith, that self-trust, that is so important in this journey. And when you start flourishing and you start seeing these results, you just thank yourself for taking that leap of faith. And yeah, it can be difficult if you haven't done it, but it's where change happens. It's where your life and you make decisions and you are able to step into a space that's uncomfortable. But if you're a driver, the first time you sat in the driving seat, wasn't that uncomfortable? Think of the first time you did anything. It can feel uncomfortable. And yeah, we're not always good at it. And also, if we think of things that come from making our own choices, we have to deal with something that might be wrong. If we make a mistake, we've done something wrong. If anything, we've done something wrong. So we're always focused on, we've done something wrong. So we're going to avoid that. And that also comes up in the business world is, I don't want to upset anyone. I don't want to put a boundary in. I don't want to say no to someone. So I'll just stay here. So this is all happening at a subconscious level. And as I said, you can move past this because it's important to recognize that, yeah, all these factors are interconnected, but they vary from person to person. But addressing this low self-worth, it does require self-reflection. It does require challenging your negative beliefs. It does require maybe seeking that professional support. It does require practicing self-compassion. it does require you self-caring and learning how to regulate your emotions. That's the core of all of this, is how do you regulate yourself, your inner critic? How do you not keep avoiding it, but you show up for your inner critic and you mention, hang on 1 minute, what is this? What does this inner critic want from me? Or how do I show up? Offering compassion, because now I'm understanding what this inner critic is all about. I'm realizing what this inner critic wants from me. I now know how to navigate this. That is huge, because when you learn to do that, you change everything. You're showing up for yourself in a different way. But if you keep trying to disconnect and hide away from that part of you, you're going to try and run with like one leg. That's hard. It's hard to run with one leg, isn't it? And that's what you're trying to do in life. But to run with two legs, being authentic, you need to tune into that other leg. You need to know what that other leg's about and feel into it, rather than ignoring and pretending it's not there, because you have two legs and you need to follow that and learn to run with these two legs together, rather than continuing through life with just one leg, because you don't need to do that. So working with someone, self-reflection, that can be very beneficial. Even just like noticing, and this is what I say to clients when I first start working with them, is just start noticing things that are uncomfortable, and noticing and starting to make a note of the things that you're avoiding. Because if you're avoiding something, there's something living there. And what do I mean by that? I mean that underneath you avoiding something is going on. So if you're avoiding picking up the phone and talking to people because you don't know how to hold a conversation, or you're afraid of closing a deal, what's that about? What's going on there? If you don't want to pick up the phone to someone because you're avoiding, because you know that they're going to persuade you in a certain way, or they're going to criticize you, or they're going to say something about your business, or about you as a person, you're going to avoid that. And then you're going to overcompensate, and then you're going to people please, and then you're going to be a perfectionist, and then you're going to get caught in this cycle again. But you don't want to do that. You want to understand, okay, what am I avoiding here? What's coming up for me? What is it that is making me feel like I don't want to pick this up? I don't want to pick up this phone call. What is it that's coming up there? Because when you start questioning and reflecting on that, it gives you insight into what's happening. Because I often, and this is another thing I hear a lot, is people will say, oh, I really want to do that. I really want to do that. And I'll say to them, like, what's stopping you from doing it? And they might say, oh, I haven't got the money, or I haven't got this, or I can't do this. And often the root of that is, it's low self-worth. And there'll be other factors as well, which is maybe they don't have the tools. They don't have a plan, or what the clarity of what this looks like. So instead, what they end up doing is they stay focused on, oh, I better do it this way, or I'm not going to do it that way, or I'm just not going to take the opportunity, or, oh, it's easy for you because you've got this, and I can't do it. So again, what do? We stay safe. We make excuses, because if we don't have to then think about it, we stay here. But if we don't have a plan, it's harder, isn't it? We feel we're scattered because there's so many things going on, and we're here, and then someone calls us, can you go and do this? We're over there now. We're like this headless chicken, go, doing things for everyone else and not really having a plan, and then thinking, why is nothing happening for me? But nothing's happening for you because you're busy running around for everyone else. And this is where I say it's time. And if not now, when? When are you going to start working on yourself if you don't start right now? So the key things that I would say to you is self-reflect. When you're negative, this inner critic comes up, listen to this inner critic. Don't run away from it. Learn to listen to it. Listen to what it's saying. And then we can start challenging it.